Why play Annie mid? Well, she's very easy to pick up and instantly do well with. She makes farming very easy. She is great at one-shotting enemies, having one of the best level 6s in the game, and she is an utter beast in a teamfight. However, she can struggle to get in range of bursting her enemies, and she does struggle to cut down tanks. Annie's passive is that after casting 4 spells, her next spell that does damage will stun all enemies hit. Annie's Q is a point-and-click ability that throws a fireball dealing damage. If the target dies, all the mana is refunded and half its cooldown. This means you can use this to last hit, making last hitting incredibly easy for her. Annie's W is a cone skill shot which deals damage in the cone. This can be used when her passive is up for an AoE stun. Annie's E grants herself or an ally a shield and a movement speed buff. Enemies who attack the shield take magic damage. Also, if you have Tibbers out, if you press E on yourself or Tibbers, it will always apply the shield to the other one as well. Which brings us on to Annie's incredible ultimate of Tibbers. Annie's ultimate is a skill shot which summons Tibbers, dealing a large chunk of magic damage in an area. For 45 seconds, you then have Tibbers, who can be controlled by pressing R to move him where you want. Tibbers will attack anyone you tell him to, as well as dealing damage in an area around him. Also, if Annie dies while Tibbers out, he gets enraged, gaining stupid amounts of attack speed and movement speed. So if you die, make sure to keep controlling Tibbers, as he's going to sprint at an enemy. And when you cast Tibbers, you usually want to do it with your passive, just for a huge AoE stun on top of everything else. Annie's combo is to flash first if you need to for the surprise engage, but otherwise use Tibbers with your passive into an AoE W and then Q whoever you want dead, and make sure you use E on yourself to apply it to yourself and Tibbers. This is actually an insane amount of AoE burst damage and will straight up win team fights if you can get this off. For Masteries, take this, it's a ton of burst damage. Otherwise, this page allows you to be a tanky mage. For build orders, start Ring and Pots or Corrupting Potion. Build this into tier 2 boots, Ludens and Shadow Flame, before getting Zonya's, Hat and Void Staff. You can also consider these items if you don't need a Zonya's or Void Staff. For skill orders, start Q, then W, then E, before maxing Q, then W, then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoners, take Flash and Ignite, because more fire is good. Starting the laning phase, focus on using Q to last hit minions. This allows you to have access to your passive stun more often, and every time you have this available, look to auto attack into Q into auto attack. This procs electrocute for a chunk of damage, and due to the stun allows you to walk away no worries. Then simply go back to farming with Q again until you've got the stun back up to do it again. If you get more than 2 of these off, you can often go in with W and Ignite to get the kill. Annie's level 6 is probably one of the best in the game. Even if your opponent is at full health, a full Tibbers QW combo will at the very least force your opponent to leave lane, which gives you a huge advantage, and if they've taken any damage prior, it will usually just kill them. Entering the mid game, look to roam for objectives and skirmish as much as possible. Annie excels in a 2v2 or 3v3, as a multi-person Tibber stun will win the fight for you immediately. As the mid laner, try to get mid outer tower as soon as possible. When this goes down, accessing their jungle is so much easier. And having this map control leads to picks, which Annie is brilliant at, as she just blows up anything she finds. During the late game team fights, your best role is to play the engage. Your flash is incredibly valuable. If you're able to get a surprise engage with flash into Tibber stun, it is usually a fight won for your team. However, if your team's the one getting engaged on, look to play the backline mage, keeping yourself safe until one of their carries oversteps, and then blow them up with your combo.